What's the story to get them here? So you're meeting her here? She is. Okay, Mark.
You called me yesterday morning. You did.
Jen, we've got a
I want you to know my husband hung up on you today. He did. Was that you?
Oh, we've got a cousin from China coming. We're hiding.
We've been hiding for 2 days. I'm going to go and shopping.
Sure.
No, because Evan's going to trade you for his dog.
Watch your step, Sam.
It worked.
Is there enough light for this? Not really, but it'll come out. It'll come out dark, just like this, right? Let me just say hello to everybody. Hello, Howard. How are you? All right.
She's fine.
You look very good. You sound good, too. Meningitis?
Yeah, there's a buddy. Haven't seen you since last week.
Well, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I think so.
wanted to see the sun come out in the morning.
Hello. Happy birthday. Yeah, thanks. Your mother called this afternoon.
I know. Oh, I knew she was really like.
Oh, no. I didn't know you were this one.
Oh, yeah, she said, don't call back. And then she said, who are you? I said,
I did not recognize you. I'm calling her. Yeah, I think so. Although she sort of figured something was going on.
but she didn't know what.
First of all, with Leon and David being
Oh,
here.
that she never.
I said, you know, yeah, she didn't look maybe that much all day yesterday. No, all kidding aside, I would like to, David, please, David. I want to thank everybody for showing up for the party tonight. And the one thing I want to tell you, when the checks come in, I accept the entertainment coupons.
Here, back up about 3 feet. Work with me, you're beautiful.
Is that going to come out on the tape? There is one couple missing tonight
He's moving up again.
that we would have had here, except for the fact that a couple of people came in between, and Ben and Cindy couldn't be with us. So one thing, I'd like to start off the proceedings. I'd like to have one drink, one toast for either Merle and Alana, or Alana and Merle. I don't know which one came first, but let's drink to them. This is Leon and David's new grandchildren. All right, thank God we got that out of the way.
Now you get Janis with her.
Yes. Yeah.
Came before my mother.
You're right. One thing. No, just to give you a little bit of the background of the night tonight. Just to give you a little bit of the background. Actually, we've had some parties, some 60th birthday parties or something around that recently, and I figured that my next door neighbor did a beautiful affair for his wife, and I was going to have to do something similar for my wife. So we started a plan about 3 months ago. And, about 3 months ago, we started a plan of party, and one night, inadvertently, when I was over at my daughter's house, I happened to say something about it in front of Simone and Evan. You all know Simone and Evan.
Not Marley?
Marley didn't open her mouth. Let me tell you, I have been so surprised that over the last couple of months, Simone and Evan, who have been living the last 3 months under the pain of instant death, when they opened their mouth, did not say word one. I went to the house this afternoon, and the first thing that Simone did, she walked over to me and she said, I want $12. I'm not quite sure what her mother promised her, but boy, it must have been pretty good. The other thing that I want to say is that I may have gotten some of the idea for the party, but by and large, except for going over the list of the invitees and so forth, that the accolades for the physical work and everything else have to go to number one, number three over here, and what's your name? Mickey. I think it's all three of the girls, I think, did one heck of a job. I can't say it other than that. Well, Eunice gets involved with all of our parties because whenever it comes to the artwork, it has to be there. There will be entertainment later this evening. Somebody's going to be jumping out of a cake, I think, but actually, no, the girls have taken care of that part of it.
Chippendales, Mom.
One thing I do want to point out, normally at an affair like this, there is a gift for the person who comes the furthest distance. I ran out of money, Richard. So we're gonna start on, Richard came 3,000 miles from oh, there he is. 3,000 miles from California, seriously, just for his aunt's party. Well, the two of them came from 1,500 miles each.
Frequent flyer,
Yeah, and he gets triple mileage now.
Okay.
And Alan came from Florida. I want you to know.
Would have come from Guam.
I already see you.
He could have.
I already see you spend that kind of money. I'd have come.
Yeah, I would. Way to go, Max.
The last part of this thing. The last part of it. The last part of this thing. I want to bring it to a conclusion because the last part of the thing. For several years, my wife has been asking me for a pasta machine. Every time we have gone into a gourmet store with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, whom I love dearly, all Janis wanted was a pasta machine. So I wanted to make certain for her birthday that
All right.
it was taken care of.
How romantic.
I would accept it before I open it.
Well, actually, this is not quite the pasta machine. This is to keep your sister happy when she comes up to see you.
Because with the pasta machine,
What is it, vibrator?
Sticking the children in here. Girls are here.
all I have to say is with the pasta machine was a promise, Ira. So if it's a pasta machine, that goes with it. What's the promise? That he was going to make the pasta.
What else?
The pasta.
No, this is actually for Leon. I mean, it's bought with Leon in mind.
It's returnable.
Is this This is because every restaurant I ever go into, I ask for cappuccino, and Ira says they don't serve cappuccino here. So I guess we'll
That's
have
why he never likes to go out.
Anyhow, just as to finish this, one drink to my wife.
Hey. Give the waiter a cappuccino and let's have some cappuccino.
with a little clue. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies.
I just got
Hey, Dad. You can do it. Dad,
When I'm being followed up.
Our choices for dinner tonight are a broiled salmon with a dill butter and a roast filet mignon with a red wine sauce. So your choices, and we go around and take your order.
Or you did that.
Can I get it where?
Yeah, you get the salmon, Rick.
Go, Rick.
Did you get stage fright?
you have to do is to hit a wrong button.
Don't be nervous, Richard.
We don't pay
Friendly audience.
We don't pay extra.
After the first,
War of the Worlds.
Welcome to the Lux Radio Theater, sponsored by
Rinse away, happy little wash day song. Our story tonight is about a young woman enduring the trials and tribulations of life. We begin at the beginning on a cold, blustery January night or day when Janis Ruth Lang entered the world, born to Shirley and Jerry Lang. She was the apple of her parents' eye, as her sister, what's her name, constantly recalled. Yes, we all know who the favorite daughter was. Janis Ruth, as she was known by her family, grew up a skinny child in Asbury Park, New Jersey, where at the age of 7, she experienced a major childhood trauma. The birth of her baby sister, what's her name? And of course, we should mention here her underlying desire to have a baby brother. That's the only thing that could possibly explain that bowl haircut she took Naomi to get at the barber shop. Janis was the perfect child, perfect in every way. She was a model student, skinny but not too thin, just a sweet little girl in the neighborhood.
Newsflash. Young girl, flower thief nabbed. Janis Ruth Lang caught selling flowers she stole to her neighbor. The neighbor exclaimed, "These look just like the flowers from my garden." Realizing the serious nature of this crime and how it could lead to future juvenile delinquency, the neighbor promptly called Janis's parents to report the incident. Further updates as they occur.
Her adolescent years brought Janis to Trenton, where she made true and lasting friendships. At Trenton High School, she started the tradition for her family of being in sport night on the black team. As a member of Radio and Drama Club, she idolized Miss Dillon and longed to see her name in lights on Broadway. How now, brown cow? Stay tuned next week for more of our story. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Keep these initials in mind. LSMFT. Lucky Strikes means flabby Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Or your smoking pleasure by Lucky Strikes, specializing in emphysema.
I love it.
1945. No. And now the further adventures of My Gal Jan, the story of a middle-class girl who marries a boy from a wealthy family. Back in time, let's begin at the beginning with Jan's social history. And what a history it was. It seems Jan had her eye on many men. Going all the way back to 9th grade, she began her fantasy life in French with Mr. Kogan, her French teacher. When she realized that her fantasy was going out la fenêtre, she set her romantic sights on more attainable men. And oh, how many men there were! These burning questions still remain. Was she really angry at her Aunt Jeanette for marrying Sidney, a man on whom she had a terrible crush? Was Carl Light constantly in her thoughts? Did Oscar Levant hit the 88s to serenade her when she dated his nephew Mark? Did a car mean so much to her that she had to date Barry Redner? And who was this Italian guy anyway?
Newsflash. Young woman missing on Trenton bus line when she left to ride home unescorted by her date.
And back to our, no, not yet. And let it finish. And back to our story of my gal Jan. It was during her confirmation classes that she first met Sam Kine, who was studying for his bar mitzvah. And what an eventful meeting that was. For her husband-to-be just happened to be Sam's big brother. After seeing to it that Margot was no longer a threat to their future, Janis married Ira on August 29th, 1948. A day that will live in infamy. Jan and Ira had many friends, as would you if you were the only people around with a big 9-inch TV set. She became a very social person, living the life every Jewish girl wanted, taking on the star, like qualities of such personages as Esther Williams, or dancing into the hearts of her friends, just like Ann Miller. What legs! Thanks, Ma.
As all who knew her understood, she was definitely taller and older than her sister. Oh yes, Leon. And definitely better behaved. So when Leon brought David home to meet the family, it was Janis, the rapper, who took him under her wing and made him feel at home by engaging him in a discussion of her collection of 70s.
And so my gal Jan settled into her married life and became, as we euphemistically put it, knocked up several times. And now, a word from our sponsors.
A new weight loss method has just been introduced on the market. The Janis Kine Weight Loss Program. It's a tad messy, but if you follow this simple 3-part plan, you too can lose pounds and, more importantly, inches off those hips, legs, and buttocks.
First, drop a huge carving knife on your big toe.
Next, rush to the hospital making sure not to bleed all over the floor.
Then, for the next several weeks, instead of milking any sympathy coming your way, let the old martyr in you shine through and get around by yourself by going up and down the steps, one step at a time, bouncing on your butt.
This weight loss method can only be used by those people living in 2-story dwellings. We cannot make any guarantee for ranch house owners.
Great static. Sounds like my car.
And now we enter the inner sanctum.
As our story tonight tells about the dark side of the nature of Janis Kine, wife, mother, aunt, and friend. Janis wanted her husband Ira to stop taking pictures. So do you know what she did? She put his camera on the top of his car and sped away! Leaving it to fall off the hood and into the hands of some lucky unsuspecting country resident, or to become a mass of shattered plastic and glass.
Thank goodness that Ira could rise above this deceitful act and buy himself a new camera that he didn't even know how to use.
Janis has a secret nickname known only to her mob. The Godmother. Because she's always making offers you can't refuse. With just the right inflection in her voice, she can instantly twist the will of an unsuspecting person into a mass of quivering jelly. She has refined this part of her personality to such a degree that she can even return merchandise to stores from which the merchandise wasn't even bought. Janis, the finagler's motto is, just look like you know where you're going, and people will let you in anywhere, whether you should be there or not. And now, a word from our sponsors. Need a shit-off in your family? Have someone you know that needs a day family? Then sign up immediately at the Janis Kine Love Connection Agency. She'll dig high, she'll dig low, just to find you the perfect match. She'll go far, she'll go wide to put a mate by your side. Janis is her name, matchmaking is her game. References provided by Allison Milt Rubin and Jonas and Jill Schulman.
helping her nephews see the light, but certainly not the light of day. She would have lived well as the queen in a castle, casting certain family members to the dungeon. Seth, Jonas, and Ben never even knew what the first floor on Buckingham Avenue in Philly looked like. Janis would say in her evil way, "Wouldn't you like to go down to the basement, hee hee?"
And she never appreciated their artistic talents as she yelled, "Keep your hands off the wall!" And she wouldn't even let them get their exercise as she shrieked, "Keep your elbows and your knees off the electric blanket." And she secretly believed in cryogenics, as evidenced by her making the three boys go outside in the dead of winter to eat their ice popsicles. And so, is it any wonder they turned out the way they did? And then there was poor Richard, constantly terrorized by his Aunt Janis. She once got so angry at her three perfect,
Adorable.
well-behaved daughters for something really benign that she ranted and raved, slammed the refrigerator door so hard that everything on it fell to the floor, and then started sobbing hysterically, scaring Richard incredibly. Boy, did he feel bad. And then there was the time during the '68 race riots when she scared him into believing that they'd soon be coming over the Calhoun Street Bridge.
And now a word from our sponsor, Metamucil. Bulk that doesn't make you feel bulky, and we're not shitting you.
And welcome once again to your favorite show, Ma Janis, the one who can help everyone solve their problems.
What a giving and generous person Ma Janis has always been. Even back to the time when she had 3 small children to contend with, she always had time to make and sustain friendships.
Although I'm sure the fact that she had full-time help did something to alleviate those household pressures. And what a good daughter-in-law she was, too. After moving out of her in-laws' house, she made sure to call every day just to check in. In fact, she actually served as a mentor for her sister-in-law, Alice, as she paved the way for her entering the formidable Kine family. Unfortunately, she was also a little intimidating since she always did the right thing.
These kids are terrific.
In fact, she was so good at that once her sister-in-law actually received a thank you note for an affair before the affair really looks like promptness is Janis's middle name. Ma Janis has always been there to help others with their own trials and tribulations. She seems to know everything about everybody. All the dirt, that is.
In fact, when Max Gross discovered that Joe would be living next door to her, he thought to himself, "Oh my God, she knows everything about everybody." But what he soon came to learn was that Ma Janis was the soul of discretion, never revealing those whom she had counseled.
Ma Janis knows she is needed. In fact, when sitting outside on those balmy summer nights, a phone could ring anywhere in Headley, and she would be sure it was her phone with some poor wretched soul seeking her counsel.
And now, a word from our sponsor. Here's a riddle for our listeners. What are the 4 words most familiar to a Jewish girl's ears? Attention all Loman shoppers! And this week, our Loman's grand prize for the most merchandise bought by a customer who is only going to keep a friend company and not buy anything herself. She can accompany into our store at any time. in her school. She very slyly got someone else to do the dirty work, as a student of hers announced the problem to the governor in front of full press coverage.
Ma Janis is a great planner, too. She's the only person we know who has to dust her plates, silverware, and glasses before a party because the table has been set for a week prior to the
If you don't know where to get somewhere, just ask my Janis. She's great at giving directions, as her husband Ira will attest to. And she may be the only person alive who knows the location of the side door into Gucci's, where the Gucci seconds can be found. As a testament to her abilities, her friend Sally Warner has written this poem about Ma Janis. She's the Pearl Mesta of Headley Trace, a hostess of much charm and grace.
She's a shopping maven beyond compare. If there's a discount, she'll be there.
Her golf and tennis are first rate, despite the teachings of her maid. She's a family woman through and through. As wife, mother, and grandmother, she's true blue.
And above all else, to bring this to an end, she's the rarest of creatures,
A truly good friend.
If you did it.
And now to our poetry corner. And today we have a poem on aging. How to know you are growing older. Everything hurts, and what doesn't hurt doesn't work. The gleam in your eye is from the sun hitting your bifocals.
You feel like the night before, and you haven't been anywhere.
Your little black book contains only names ending in MD. You get winded playing cards.
Your children begin to look middle-aged.
Never. You join a health club and don't go. A dripping faucet causes an uncontrollable bladder urge.
You know all the answers, but nobody asks you the question.
Very good.
You look forward to a dull evening. You need glasses to find your glasses.
You turn out the lights for economic rather than romantic reasons.
You sit in a rocking chair and can't get it going. Your knees buckle, but your belt won't.
Your back goes out more than you do.
You have too much room in the house and not enough in the medicine chest. You sink your teeth in the steak and they stick.
Okay. You are wondering why more people aren't using this size print.
And I would just like to make a toast to my mother because I want you to know that she is the woman who I admire most in the entire world. I have no choice. I look like her, I sound like her, and her words come out of my mouth. And I have one thing to say that between yesterday and today I must have spoken to my mother maybe a half a dozen times.
How many?
Only because it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
What was your name again? What'd you say you were? Oh, I couldn't recognize you because you're not tall enough.
were they really They shot Mom pretty good by the
They're not there yet. Definitely. We started it last week. We started it last week.
And my sister never did anything wrong. I was the one that stole them.
And her name is Leon. We have like a little bit more. Wait, keep it fit.
Lynn, I'm putting this here so you can say what you feel, right?
Yeah, happy birthday.
And Barbara, you want me to shoot you?
What?
You want me to shoot you? Wait, let me have the camera.
I decided that outside of Leo, I think I know Janis.
Well, you were in Old Trentonia.
That's right.
I was with. Let's shoot the room.
It's a great poem. I don't know.
This is a true story. He walked out when I was working on it 35 years ago. So
They put me up in a bed on the attic. They had the attic.